Hello there guys and girls, welcome to my YouTube channel 4Stroke Freedom. Now in this video what I'm going to do is slacken off the chain where it's slightly too tight. Now the recommended measurements for this particular bike is 20 to 30 millimeter of play. Now I'm going to go on the higher end of the scale because I'm doing this job on my own and I'm not able to sit on the bike while I'm adjusting the chain. So what I'll do, I'll give you a rundown on the tools which I'll be using for this job. Now first of all, I'm going to get a chain alignment tool, and that is to make sure the chain and the sprocket and the rear wheel is in line and square. I'm then going to get a ratchet, a strong arm, and also a 36mm socket, and that is for the rear spindle. Now as you can see, I'm using a screwdriver to lift the chain up and down to save getting my hands greasy. And I'm also putting the bike on the ground level rather than having the back wheel off the ground. That the weight of the bike is on the spindle, the wheel and the swing arm. So with the 36mm socket, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to loosen the rear spindle so I can start ready for the adjustment. Now to make things easy, I'm going to put it on the side stand just so I can get to everything. Now with a Phillips screwdriver or a posi driver, whatever you would like to call it, I am now removing the chain guard. I'm putting that to one side out the way. And now I'm going to loosen the lock nut and drive the bolt back, that the spindle is moving freely. And by doing that, I'm going to use a 10 and a 12mm open-ended wrench. And as you can see, I'm doing that on both sides of the bike. Now with my Sealy alignment tool, I'm putting the bar inside the slot and just pinching it up nice and firmly, ready to sit in place on the rear sprocket of the bike. Now as you can see, if I move the wheel forward, you can eye in that bar. And I'm checking the chain there again. The bike is off the ground. Now to do the adjustment, I want the weight of the bike down on the ground as I said earlier. So it's back on the side stand. Now with a tape measure, I'm going to measure the chain to see what the play is, and I'm going to look into my GSX 1250 FA workshop manual to see what the measurements are. And as you can see there, at the top of the page, it is 20 to 30mm, like I explained earlier. Now that chain is very slack. So with the tape measure, I'm finding a marker, and as I said earlier, I'm going to go on the high side of the grid and work on 30mm play. Means I'm on my own and haven't got anyone to sit on the machine. So with the adjusters, I'm pulling the wheel back slightly and checking as I go along and eyeing up the distance. And as you can see, the chain is nicely in line. So I'm going to pinch up the lock nut and tighten everything in position. And you don't want to over tighten them, and you want to do the same thing to the other side as well. And then you want to pinch up the spindle. Now, I personally don't own a torque wrench, so if you've got a torque wrench, you want to look into the workshop manual again to find out the proper torque when you're tightening up that nut. And checking along the way again that everything is still in line and hasn't moved while you've been tightening everything. And then carefully remove the alignment tool without bending the bar and put it away safely. Now with the wheel on the ground, I am now checking the measurements once again. And it is always best to keep checking as you're going along. That's nice and tight in position. That side there, nice and tight in position. That hole there and that hole there are for the screws to hold on your chain guard. So using your Phillips or posi driver, you pinch that up, put it in position, and without cross threading, firmly tighten it up. And then tighten up the back one again. And don't forget to go around the bike and check everything, that you've not missed anything, and go back over on the job. Now, thank you for watching. Please subscribe. Until the next time we talk again. Thank you very much for watching.